alongside Teddy Atlas. Good evening and welcome to a sold-out Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City, New Jersey, for a much-anticipated main event. 12 rounds in the middleweight division between these two great warriors. Marvin Hagler is making his way to the ring right now, and you can just see in his eyes what his intentions are tonight. He's coming down to the ring now, and what a nice reception as he is completely focused in on his goal tonight.
Fighting corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Marvin Hagler. His opponents in the blue corner, please welcome the Natural.
All right, gentlemen. Remember what I said. Protect yourself at all times. All right? Touch him up.
Everybody's been waiting for these two to meet up. Now they do, as round one is underway.
When we get matchups like this, guys that just won't quit, they'll be there every step of the way like Gaddy Ward. Sometimes there comes a point where one fighter thinks he's got himself an advantage. He's done something great. But then the other fighter doesn't go away. How does that play out in the minds of each fighter?
Usually it doesn't affect the kind of guys you just mentioned, Gaddy and Ward. They're made how to cement these guys. They're already set in their ways. They know what they have to do. They're not going to get thrown off just because somebody's still there.
Blocks it away. Oh! He is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments. Boy, what guts. What guts to stay in there and gather yourself again after he was taking a beating.
Yeah, what guts, what instincts, and what a set of whiskers.
Halfway through round number one. Wow, look at that, trading shots. Marvelous Marvin blocks that away.
We always see great athletes week in and week out, but Teddy, what sport do you think can produce the best boxers?
Well, believe it or not, basketball. Everybody would say football. We saw Too Tall Jones. He got demolished by little guys. We saw Gastineau. He got demolished. We saw Highsmith. He got demolished. A lot of football players haven't done well, but basketball players, they have the physical skill sets where they can make a pretty good fighter. Of course, you have to get a guy that mentally is adjusted.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Able to counter that attack. It is a seesaw battle early on here. Amazing stuff out of these two. And there he counters back against his opponent. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down, blue or red corner, what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing. Just focus on the fight.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Scores with the combo to the head. There's the head shot, but he parries it away. The Natural's got to deal with the swelling now. We'll see how he reacts. Marvin Hagler, of course, associated with Brockton, Massachusetts, but he was originally from Newark, New Jersey's Central Ward. He was raised by a single mom there, and he was still there in 1967 when there were the Newark riots.
Yeah, you never know how that kind of experience, those kind of things in your life affect you for later on. Readies you for something that you never knew you were going to have to be ready for. In this case, a boxing career.
He just missed that shot up top. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Halfway through round number 2. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by marvelous Marvin Hagler. Hagler blocks it. You can see some blood coming from the nose of marvelous Marvin. Blocks it away. Some fine fundamentals. Good counter punch.
Nice mousetrap there. He let him in beautifully. He didn't use cheese. He used distance.
Good looking counter punch. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
Certainly don't stand in front of him. Go to the body, then to the head, then finish to the body.
And round number 3 is underway. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Good defensive skill. Oh, and they decide to trade there. He just gave his opponent a really good taste of how fast his hand speed is.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times we talk about power, and we see that power, you know, can damage a guy right away, obviously, and it can intimidate an opponent. But hand speed can do the same thing, and I think it's intimidating right now to his opponent. He's afraid to let that jab go because he might get countered with one of those lightning right hands.
What do you make of the fact that Marvin Hagler never went after what would have been a huge, I mean huge jackpot of a rematch with Sugar Ray Leonard when he was so disgusted
with the way the judges went after that first fight.
I think it speaks of the makeup of the man. You know, he might not have been as fast as some fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard. He may not have been, you know, as pure in one area of power and talent as a Tommy Hearns, or of course that great kind of size that he had. But what really made him was he was a proud guy. He was a guy who really was just reliable all the time. And he felt completely betrayed by the system. And a guy that's proud like that, a guy that's his strength, is that kind of character, that's a guy that just walks away from that. And I think he showed you that.
Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. Hagler's actually making a smart move here. He knows he needs some space, so he's pushing his man away. Parries that punch intended for the head. Teddy, he went from being on the edge of the cliff to now climbing back up the mountain.
Well, you know, that's where you'd want to know if a guy recovers fast. Obviously, he has the capacity to recover very quickly.
Last 10 seconds of round number 3. So swiftly able to turn defense into offense. Nice counter punch.
And what you're noticing here is his opponent is starting to be a little wary of letting his jab go, because every time he jabs, he gets caught.
All right, listen. You need to create more punches, okay? Slip his punch and throw a straight right down the middle. Jab your way, okay? Whatever you do, throw that jab.
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Nostradamus to know that. I mean, everybody saw, you know, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Well-placed counter punch by Hagler.
It was April of 1985 when Marvin Hagler was able to TKO Tommy Hearns in one of the great action fights in the history of the sport. In many ways, that encapsulated his entire career, that one shining moment.
Well, in a lot of ways it did, because he was a fighter who never felt appreciated. You know, he understood where he came from. He went out there and took chances, he felt, with everybody. All these tough Philadelphia fighters that nobody else would fight. He fought everybody to work his way up. And he looked at other fighters, whether it was Hearns or Sugar Ray Leonard, and these guys he felt were navigated. He felt that they were given things in a certain way on a silver platter, and he had to earn everything the hard way. And fighting a guy of the notoriety, of the talent of Tommy Hearns, to him, his moment had come.
He's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. How about a return to sender with the left hand? Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. And a big left hand by Hagler. We come to the end of this round. Teddy, a round in which maybe a lot of trainers don't like to see because it was a very busy round for both guys.
Well, it depends what kind of style, what kind of strength your fighter has, or even what kind of weaknesses. If I had a guy who likes to box, who likes to counterpunch, I want a guy coming at him. Not with a lot of TNT in his gloves, but coming forward where my guy is well suited. He can pick him off a little bit.
Take your jab. When he throws jab, okay, this body in his body in him. Double your body punch.
Back to action here at the start of this round. That last round was very interesting because it was the kind of round that can turn a fight in a completely new direction. He did well.
Yeah, you know, the old time saying was bad start, good finish. Well, that's what he's hoping for, good finish.
Teddy, so many times a fight like this is so hard to score. It's been wildly entertaining, but it's also been dead even.
Yes, it has, and this is where the judges really have to be on their P's and Q's and not get caught up in the action. That sounds funny. You know, the fans can get caught up in the action, but they have to watch. They, being the judges, have to specifically watch punches that are landed clean versus punches that are just being thrown.
Oh, the Naturals in bad shape. Hagler's showing some real guts here. Hey, this fight was not going his way at all, but somehow he has gathered momentum.
Yeah, he behaved like a fighter. He got through the tough times, and now guess what? Good times in front of him.
What a good counterpunch by Hagler. Hagler showing that he's got some defense of his own. He got away from that punch. The Natural's making for a very frustrating round now for his opponent because he's moving so much. He's really utilizing that ring and showing that he's got the better footwork.
Yeah, he's doing what the old timers would say, Joe. He's giving angles, keeping his opponent off balance. His opponent is strong, but he needs to be set to punch. He's making sure he doesn't allow him to get set. Doesn't give him that kind of landscape.
We just have not seen the big shots from this guy. He is not throwing the power punches, Teddy. What would you say to him?
Well, first of all, I would say to him, what do you think, that he's going to make a deal with you? If you don't hit him hard, he won't hit you hard? No, it doesn't work like that, my friend. He's going to get confidence now. He's going to take advantage of this.
Away from those headshots with his defense up top. This has been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this: I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
All right. Let's work on that cut. It's not. The cut's not. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of the swelling. Just focus.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Good job staying away from the danger there. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. He's got a real problem on his hands right now. That cut has worsened to the point where clearly the referee's giving it a look. He's thinking about stopping this fight. Is this the time now, Teddy, where the fighter has to understand that and try to end the fight on his own terms?
Well, it's a catch-22 right now, Joe, because he has to be more defensive-minded. He has to make sure that he doesn't catch any more leather in that area to worsen that cut. But he also has to find some offense to slow this guy down, to give him a reason to start stepping back instead of stepping forward.
Parries that punch intended for the head. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, with special offensive happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. That's a tried and true method that works out very well. The counterpunch landing by Hagler.
Keep it going.
Very nice defensive guard there. He takes a shot and then commits to giving one right back. Nice job coming back with the hook by Hagler. So we've come to the halfway point of what has been a very highly competitive bout. And Teddy, if it stays that way throughout this night, then this is going to be an all-time classic.
Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. We'll take care of the cut. It's nothing. Small cut, nothing to worry about. Don't let him breathe. He's hurt. Get him in this round.
And we are back underway. Another round in a fight that's been very entertaining, but I wouldn't want to be a judge. This is one of those fights that could go either way. Good counter by Hagler. Teddy, I guess they wanted it. Look at this action going right out there, wasting no time.
No, these guys are impatient. They couldn't wait to get at each other.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Right back to the work up top. I don't know how they are keeping this up. They are setting such a scorching pace of action in this fight. Hitting his mark there, going upstairs. Very nice defensive guard there. to go in this round. Neither man has decided to slow down at all. Oh, boy, what a round. Hagler's leaving himself wide open there. You just can't do that.
Well, you can do it, but you're going to get paid. You're going to eat some leather. You're going to get punched in the mouth. That's going to happen.
Here's one for you now, he says. Right back with the left hand. What a fight. What a great, great, non-stop action fight this has been. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down blue or red corner what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Let's work on that cut. That was good. You took a lot out of that one. Keep that up.
Good action here tonight. Both guys bringing their best, and both guys meeting each other stride for stride, punch for punch. Tough fight to score here as we're back underway. Blocks that punch. Oh, that's good stuff. Fire it right back with one of his own. Good work by marvelous Marvin Hagler. He has to be better defensively, Teddy. You can see the damage that his eye has taken. The swelling's getting really bad. How does he do that? How does he shore up that defense?
Well, first of all, he's got to start moving that head. He's standing too straight up. If he gets a little head movement, a lot of those punches that are landing, they'll start going over the shoulder.
Hagler blocks it. Seconds to go in what has been a toe-to-toe war. Oh, what a great round. Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. Oh, he is not in good shape. He could be on the late goings here of this round, and he goes down. Can he survive it? But able to get up to his feet. Teddy, what should he be thinking about now?
Well, right now, just surviving, but If he survives, then he better figure out why he was put on the floor.
We'll take care of the cut. There's nothing. A small cut, nothing to worry about. Let's get on that swelling. Compress on that.
He's got to find a way to get through the early goings here of this round. Remember last round, he went down. He was on the canvas.
Now look, he wants to tie his opponent up. That's the best way to get through it right now. But what he doesn't want to do, Joe, is to reach in there, reach out to grab his guy, and then he leaves himself open. He's got to make sure that his opponent's close enough where he goes to grab him, he's not exposing himself to get dropped again.
Accurate counter punch by Hagler. Both men digging in with uppercuts. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
Marvelous Marvin blocks that away.
Keep moving.
And that's a TKO win right there. The ref has seen enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of TKO, your winner, the Natural.
He's your winner by technical knockout.
Saw a little bit of everything tonight. You saw he could fight inside, outside, and you saw he had a pretty good set of whiskers too.